Hi, I'm Anne. This is Elizabeth Ann Reads, and it is almost fall. It's almost September, and so I thought I would do a quick little video on 5 books that I want to read by the end of the year. I tend to let the same books sit on my TBR shelf year after year after year because maybe they're a little bit thick or they intimidate me for whatever reason, and they just sit there. So, there's a lot more than 5, but since we have about 4 months left in the year, I figured 5 was a good place to start. So 5 books that have been sitting on my TBR shelf for a while, and I would like to get them off by the end of the year. So, first off, book number 1 is Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. Now, I'm not 100% set on this being the Dickens that I read, but I do want to read a Dickens by the end of the year. It'll probably be this one. I love Charles Dickens. I just never actually get to picking him up for what I guess it's just a big commitment, I think, and I have trouble with big commitments. So, but I read Oliver Twist a couple years ago, but that's a much shorter one. So, but I've got several of his chunkier ones that are just sitting there waiting to be read. So I would like to read the Pickwick Papers or some other Charles Dickens by the end of the year. All right, book number 2 on the stack is a modern classic, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. If you watched my 2 Truths and a Big Little Lie video from a few weeks ago, this is the one I haven't read. Some of you got it right. I've been meaning to read this book for years. I like dystopians. I tend to like classic dystopians. I think I will really like this book. Just for whatever reason, I keep not picking it up. So, by the end of this year, I will read Brave New World. All right, book number 3 is actually a fairly recent addition to my physical TBR shelf, but it's been on my mental TBR for well over 10 years, probably close to 20 years actually, because years and years and years ago, someone that I really admired mentioned reading this book, so it immediately went on my TBR, and then I never picked it up. Now, I'm honestly glad I didn't pick it up when I was younger, because I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much, but I think I'm finally ready. And that is A Prayer for Owen by John Irving. Again, this is one I've long been curious about, long wanted to read, and I finally have a physical copy in my hand, so I will get to it this fall for sure. The last 2 on my stack of 5 are both historical fiction, and they've been sitting there for a long time, and I think I'm just intimidated by their size. So, not going to let that intimidate me anymore. So by the end of the year, I would like to have read The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova and Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. Mantel? I think it's Mantel. This is set in Tudor era. This one has something to do with, I want to say vampires, but I'm actually not 100% sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this has to do with the original Dracula story. But again, both of these are ones I've really wanted to read. They're just big. So that's it. By the end of this year, these are 5 books that I really want to get to, and I want to get them off my TBR shelf so that I can read other books, and then I can fill up my TBR shelf again. So I will obviously keep you updated as I vlog throughout the next few months, but my goal is to get through those 5 books. Those are not the only 5 books I want to read by the end of the year, but those are kind of the big intimidating ones. So I will be sure and let you know how that's going. And let me know below if there's anything you especially want to get to or anything that intimidates you that you keep avoiding. Because possibly I have some of those books on my shelf too. Like if you put down Pillars of the Earth, I still have that on my shelf too. And lots of other things. But I would love to hear what your intimidating reads or the ones you just, for whatever reason, keep not picking up. Be sure and let me know below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.